Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jake from the Takeover. I'm here with Keith, and we're headed down to San Francisco today to go talk to Faruk and see what's going on with his car. Get the very first update for his build for this upcoming year. So let's do it.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for driving down.
Yeah.
So here we go, Limitless. Have you guys been here before?
I've never been down here before.
Thanks for making the trip. So happy New Year. January 1st, 2015. We're in the midst of rebuilding our Pro 2 car. We ran this car in 2014, and when we built it, when Alex built it at Limitless Motorsports, it was a bit of a rush job. It was built in 7 weeks, and it competed and got 4th in its first round. It did well, and then over the whole season, got 2nd in the championship in Golden Gate Drift, and got my Pro 2 license with this car. So now we're rebuilding it and trying to take our time with it a little bit, but we've only got about 9 weeks to finish it. So yeah, let me kind of walk you around the car and let you know what we're doing. Last year we ran a 1J VVTi that ran just under 500 horsepower, and this year we're switching to a 2J VVTi that'll be running between 700 and 800 horsepower. Garrett Turbo will get us there, get us the power that we need. We're going to start with the GTX 35 and see how much power we can squeeze out of that. Nitrous on the bottom end, Y-SFAP suspension, fuel coilovers, and all the fuel comes from Deechworks. So Deechworks gets us our pumps, our injectors, fuel filters, everything. And it's been a really reliable setup on our 1J, so we're kind of transferring everything over to the 2J. It's being built down in Bridges Racing down in Southern California. The same guys that built Saito's motor and Robbie's 2Js, they're putting that together. So right here we have the 3.5 liter Deechworks Search Tank, which houses 2 pumps. So it's cool because we'll have a firewall right here. We'll have the pumps right here, easy access. They never seem to fail, but fluke, something happens, they're easy to access so we can change them. Like I said before, we're running a stock tank. So we'll have an in-tank pump that's easily accessible here, fuel filter there, lines to the front, simple, and it's one of those things that if there's a problem, you want to be able to diagnose it. You don't want to spend 10 minutes getting to the problem. You want to be able to touch the problem immediately and then work on it as fast as possible. The cool thing about the car too is it's not one dude's theory, it's kind of everybody working together and using every resource they have. And Alex owns and runs Limitless, and he built the cage and put together we worked together putting together the car, and it's, you want to talk about the cage a little bit and like the e-brake mount and everything?
So, I mean, one thing that was really important to us is we wanted to make sure, and we always want people to understand that we think a lot about kind of what we do. We don't just kind of do stuff, look at pictures and just copy people. We try to like look at pictures, get ideas of why people do things, and kind of work off that. And we also look at the driver, and see what kind of a driver he is. And Faruk, if you've probably seen videos of him in car, his arms are all over, he's crazy. Like his hands are all over the place. So we made door bars nice and wide, so they come pretty much right up to the door. You got about maybe a paper's gap. That makes it a little bit safer. If he gets hit, it'll kind of save him a little bit more. Also lets him do that thing with his arms and not, bang his elbow on the, on the roll cage and stuff like that. Other things that we did, we didn't know how other people did their e-brakes, so we made an actual e-brake mount that it comes off the main bar, and it's super strong. Like you can jump up and down on that thing. We didn't know how else to do it. It's kind of how we figured. We also made the cage, fairly simple, and that was really important too. I mean, I see a lot of cages with kind of bars everywhere, and you kind of want to keep the weight down. You want to keep it simple and strong.
Next is just finishing the fabrication. We ran the car really low this year, but not what Y-SFAP actually recommends you run it at, which means that we didn't get the maximum angle. we have to modify our intrusion bars, actually change them completely, and bash out the wheel well more so we can get more angle. We're also going to change the rear end of the car, moving the radiator forward about 5 inches, and just finish up the fabrication, then fit the body panels and get it ready to put everything back together. So all the fab work is going to be done in the next couple of weeks, and then we'll put the engine in, put the suspension back on it, and just fit everything, make sure that the clearances are good, and go from there. And then once that finishes, we'll go to dyno, we'll get the engine all working well, then we'll go to body and paint, and off to testing.
It's the bowling ball thing.
That's phenomenal.
Wait,
where's the holes?
I think you can go up your hand.
Which side goes up? The
Yeah, the
rose?
custom-
You
It
hold
depends
the
on,
rose?
well, it depends on how you want. I would do that.
That's pretty epic.
Because this is not weighted or anything like that. This is just the.
How do you weight this?
Well, no, the weighted ones have like stuff in them. They're not clear like this. But
It's more like a show?
no, it's a spare ball. So like when you like say you have one pin there and you want to hit that pin, because the weighted ones will curve and all that kind of stuff. But this one will go where you throw it.
Learn something new every day.
I feel bowling a lot. A lot.